Hello and welcome. In today's video, we're going to learn how to calculate your safe days if you're trying to avoid pregnancy, and how to calculate your fertile window if you are trying to conceive. If you are new to this channel, my name is Linda. I'm a registered nurse midwife. If you like this kind of content, keep watching and don't forget to subscribe. So when trying to conceive, it's important that you know your ovulation. But you can't even know your ovulation. You can't know when you are safe or when is your fertile window if you don't know your menstrual cycle length. Yes, you need to know your menstrual cycle length. That is where it starts. So I'm going to show you right here on the board how to know your menstrual cycle length. Let's assume you saw your period on the 7th of June. You saw your period on the 7th of June. That 7th of June is going to be your day one. It's going to be the day one of your menstrual cycle. Now, what is menstrual cycle length? Menstrual cycle length is not the number of days you saw bleeding from your reproductive tract. It is actually the number of days in between your period. That is from the first day you saw your period to the last day before your next period. That is menstrual cycle length. I already have a video on that. Do well to check that out. I'm going to show you how to calculate menstrual cycle length before we go on to calculate fertile window and our safe days. So let's assume you saw your period on the 7th of June. 7th of June will be the day one of your menstrual cycle. So this is 1. Now, in calculating your menstrual cycle length, we're not interested in how many days you saw blood. We are interested on the first day that this bleeding started. Okay, so you saw your period on the 7th of June. You're going to count that day as day one of your menstrual cycle. So you're going to count right until you see your next period. So 8th of June will be the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Okay, so 26. So let's assume your period comes again on the 3rd of July. On the 3rd of July. 3rd of July will be the day one of another cycle. Don't get confused, okay? If you need to pause this video, pause it, rewind, and watch it again. You saw your period, it started on the 7th of June, and then counting again, you saw it again on the 3rd of July. 3rd of July is the day one of another cycle. That means this particular cycle is 26 days, counting from the 7th of June to the 2nd of July. In between, you have 26 days. Okay, so don't get confused. Note that the menstrual cycle length that is considered normal is between 21 to 35 days. All right, so if yours is less than 21 days or more than 35 days, you need to see your doctor. Next is to know your ovulation. How do you know when you are likely to ovulate? Ovulation is that time in your menstrual cycle where your ovary releases an egg, and the egg is a matured one ready to be fertilized. That is simply what ovulation is. So to get your ovulation date, your most likely ovulation date, you're going to subtract 14 from your menstrual cycle length. Now in this case, we say your menstrual cycle length is 26. So you're going to say 26 minus 14. Okay, so 26 minus 14, that will give you 12. So your ovulation day is 12, the 12th day of your menstrual cycle. Now look at the days written in red. Those are the days being allocated to your menstrual cycle. So your day 12 is on the 18th of June. That is your day 12. Okay, so this is day 12 right here, 18th of June. This is the day you are most likely to ovulate. Because ovulation is not precise, you're going to add plus or minus 2 days to this day 12. Adding minus 2 days, that is day 10, day 11, this right here, and then plus 2 days, day 13, day 14. Okay, what this simply means is that she can ovulate on day 10 of her menstrual cycle. She can ovulate on day 11, day 12, day 13, or day 14. This doesn't mean that she's going to ovulate on all of these days. It's just a 1 day thing. When the egg is released, it's going to last for 12 to 24 hours. Okay, but according to science, this day 12 is your the most likely day you will ovulate. All right, but the good news is that this is not the only days you are fertile. Okay, the reason is because the sperm lasts for 3 to 5 days in the female reproductive tract. All right, so and because of that, we are going to add 5 to the least likely day you ovulate, and that day is day 10, and we are going to start counting from this day 10. All right, so adding 5 to this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you can see the days boxed in red from the day 6 of your menstrual cycle to the day 14 of your menstrual cycle is your fertile window. Okay, from the day 6 to day 14, that is the 12th of June to the 20th of June, you are in your fertile window, and fertile window is that time in your menstrual cycle when you are more likely to conceive if you have an unprotected sexual intercourse with your partner. Okay, so every other day before this day, every other day before this day is your safe period, and after the day 14th, you enter your safe period again till you see your period again on the 3rd of July. Don't get confused. Remember, pause this video, watch it again if you have to. Don't forget to subscribe. All right, I'm going to make another illustration using a 28 days cycle. Before I do that, I would like to correct a misconception. Some people believe that if they see their period on the particular day of a particular month, then their next period will come on a particular date of another month. For example, if they see their period on the 3rd of June, they expect that their next period will start on the 3rd of July. That is not correct, because if you know your cycle length, you will know that the dates will vary depending on your cycle length. For example, in the previous example we calculated for a 26 days, you could see that her period came on the 7th of June and came again on the 3rd of July for a 26 days cycle. So knowing your cycle length cannot be overemphasized. I said that before. I have a video on that already. Do well to check that out. So for a 28 days cycle, we go again. Let's say your period started 9th of June. You're going to note that day as the day 1 of your cycle. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So for a 28-day cycle, you should expect your next period on the 7th of July. So to calculate the ovulation, you're going to subtract 14 from the menstrual cycle length. In this case, we are using 28 as a menstrual cycle length. So 28 minus 14, that will give you 14. So she's going to ovulate on the day 14 of her menstrual cycle, and day 14 of this menstrual cycle is 22nd of June. That is day 14. Okay, so you're going to cycle that day 14. That is the most likely day she will ovulate. So because ovulation is not precise, you're going to add plus 2 to the ovulation day and then minus 2. That is from day 12, 13, day 15, and day 16. And because the sperm lasts up to 3 to 5 days in the female reproductive tract, you're going to add 5 days to the least day she's likely to ovulate, counting from day 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means her fertile window is starting on the day 8 of her menstrual cycle. Okay, from the day 8, from the day 8 to the day 16 of her menstrual cycle. That is her fertile window. So this is when you are most likely to get pregnant if you have unprotected sexual intercourse with your partner. Every other day, she's safe. She's safe from the day 1 of her menstrual cycle to the day 7, and safe again from the day 17th of her menstrual cycle till she sees her period again. Lastly, I will be citing an example with a 21 days cycle. So let's assume your period started on the 4th of June. 4th of June will be the day 1 of your menstrual cycle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So for a 21 day cycle, you saw your period again on the 25th. 25th is the day 1 of another cycle. So you often see people asking, is it normal that I see my period in a month? In this case, yes, because the cycle length is very short. All right, so now that you've known the cycle length to be 21, we are going to subtract 14 from the cycle length. 21 minus 14, that is 7. Now 7th is the day she's most likely to ovulate. Like I said before, because ovulation is not precise, you're going to add 2 days plus and minus 2 days. Okay, we said 7th, that she's going to ovulate on the 7th day. So plus 2 days, that is day 8 and day 9, minus 2, day 6 and day 5. Okay, and because the sperm stays up to 3 to 5 days in the female reproductive tract, we are going to add 5 to the least likely day she's going to ovulate, and that is day 5. So counting from this day 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so this person is fertile even from the day 1 of her menstrual period. So this place boxed in red is her fertile period. These are the people that will tell you they conceived while seeing their period. You can see that their fertile window started even while they were menstruating. Okay, so this is the end of this video. If you like more content like this, please subscribe, turn on your notification, leave a comment and share. Thank you, and see you in my next video.